Hello, everyone. It is Mike here, and welcome to the final tier list. This was a three-parter, the ultimate horror movie list, and this is part three. So we're finally at part three, and of course, we didn't cover every single one because there's so many movies you can't even count them. But we've still covered a good majority of some of the biggest ones. I don't know if we've had any duplicates or not. I haven't noticed. Um, but this has some pretty good ones on it. And I can already tell you there's some terrible ones also on here. And let's go ahead and get this thing started. So here are your tiers: S, A, B, C, haven't seen, and trash. Okay. So starting off with 10 Cloverfield Lane. I really like this one. It has some very shocking moments in it. It's a solid B, though. It's a solid B. Still a really well done movie, and I enjoy it a lot. Okay, so 28 Weeks Later is an A for sure. It's as good as 28 Days Later. I think they're equals. I really think they're equals. Maybe 28 weeks is just a tad bit better, but I honestly think they're about equal. So it's definitely in the A category for me. 47 meters down. It's been a while since I've seen this. I'm going to go C, though. I don't recall it being terrible, but it wasn't a great movie. It's definitely a C for sure. ABCs of Death, I haven't seen. Okay, Alien is an A, but I don't love it as much as everyone else does. I still think it's an A movie, but it's not like my favorite of all time. Like some people love it and consider it top 20 and everything, but I don't. But I would still put it in the A category. American Psycho, I consider this more psychological thriller, but it is kind of a slasher too. It's an S tier. I love this movie. The only complaint I have about it is the ending's kind of weird, but everything else is perfect. It has some really laugh out loud moments. It's a very dark movie, but it's hilarious at the same time and absolutely ridiculous. This Annabelle I actually haven't seen. So that's the first one. Annihilation is a B. I thought that was on another list. That could be a duplicate, but I don't recall. It's been a while since I've done the other two lists. But it's a B. Behind the Mask, I haven't seen. Bird Box, it's bottom C. Bottom C for me. It had, I don't know. I'd have to rewatch it again, but it's definitely bottom C. Okay, Black Christmas Remake. This is not the newer one. It's like the 2006. I actually haven't seen it. Okay, Blade. The first Blade movie I am going to put at a B. I think it's a B movie. It's pretty good, but I still like Blade 2 a lot better. The Blob I haven't seen. That looks like a remake. I haven't seen The Boy or The Breed. And I will stay away completely from this movie called Cannibal Holocaust. Do not watch that movie. That is one movie I will not watch. It's just too much. To tell you a story about how bad it is, if you don't know the backstory behind this movie, I believe this was the movie where the director was arrested because they thought he killed his cast. It's a found footage film, and it's extremely graphic. There's actual animals dying on screen, so it's kind of disgusting, and I don't want to watch it. I really don't want to watch it. I do, I like shock. I like gore. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you are literally apprehended because people actually thought the movie was real and you killed your cast, you went a little too far. And it's a foreign language film, I believe. I have seen like one scene of the movie, and it was too gross. It's one of those movies I actually won't touch, and it's hard to do because I'm up for anything. Saul doesn't bother me, Hostel, all that stuff, but that is going way too far. Child's Play 2 is a B. It's a good movie, but it's not one of my favorites of the franchise. I like 3 better. I know a lot of people don't like 3. I like 3. But 2 is just a B. A Collector's an A. I love The Collector. It's one of my favorites. I watch it almost every year. And I just like it could have been a little bit, if it was a little bit, if there were certain scenes that were added to the movie, maybe a little bit more added, maybe a little bit backstory of the killer, or maybe a couple decisions different, like the ending. I could probably put it in S tier, but just because of certain things that I didn't like in the movie, it has to be dropped to an A. But I really love the movie otherwise. Conjuring 2 is a high B. It's definitely a high B for me. I like it. I think I like it better than 1. It's really good. Coraline I haven't seen. I need to watch Coraline, though. And I haven't seen Creepshow 2 or 1, or Dark Water, or Dead Zone. I haven't seen The Dead Zone. I have seen Devil, and I love Devil. It's a great movie. For all the people saying, well, that's kind of, I'm afraid of it because it sounds pretty demonic. I would go to say that it's, it does have some religious messages in it that are good, and has a positive message at the end. I love the movie. I think it's fantastic. It is a high A tier for me. I really like it, and it's pretty simple. It's nothing really special, but it really works. It's excellent. And it's definitely A tier. Devil's Rejects. I like House of a Thousand Corpse better. I know some people like Devil's Rejects. It's a high B. I like those 2, and then 3 from Hell can go right here. Doctor Sleep is a B. I'm going to put it at a B. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark is trash. I can't stand that movie. I thought it was horrible. Dreamcatcher I haven't seen. I need to watch that. Eden Lake is high A tier. High A tier. I could almost put it at S probably, but it's just too emotionally damaging to put at S. But it's an A tier for me. It's a really good movie. It's pretty rough watch. It's pretty rough watch. I'm gonna warn you, it's pretty rough. But it is an excellent movie. Has one of the most hated villains ever. If you want to see a villain that you will absolutely despise, just watch Eden Lake. It has one of the worst villains of all time. I mean, the most despicable. I mean, he's played the guy plays the role great, but he's not like Darth Vader. You absolutely despise him. He's like on Joffrey level. So yeah, really good villain. Okay, this is going to be the most controversial, and I'm going to get the most hate for this, and I'm prepared. I'm not a big fan of Evil Dead. I've never really been a big fan. I don't see the hype in the first 2 movies, but I'm still going to put it at, it's better than these 2, and it's not even a big comparison. And I know this is almost like, it's pretty horrible of where I'm putting it, but it's my honest opinion. And maybe it was because it was way before my time and I can't appreciate it as much. That could be a possibility. But I will say if we're grading this as a C, this is like a 70. These 2 are 70s, and this one's like a 78. So I will say that. You can't really compare these, even though they're on the same tier. But I got to be honest with you. I just do not enjoy Evil Dead 1 and 2. But I do love the remake. And that's because it's during my time. This movie came out when I was a senior in high school. So it's high A tier, really high A tier for me. Really good. One of my favorite watches. Extremely gory, just really good story. I love the ending. It's what I want from an Evil Dead movie. And Evil Dead Rise is okay, but I'm just not big Evil Dead fan. And this is another one. I do not, you know, I'm putting this bottom C. I know I don't like exorcism movies. I like the first Exorcist. I think that one's great. And then the rest of the movies I'm not really a big fan of. And this one I haven't even seen. Fear.com. I think I've already seen this on the list. I haven't seen that though. Fear Street 1994. Whew, this one's fire. I am going to have to put in A tier. Top A tier for me. Really good one. So original. So original and so good. The acting, the story is just, I loved it. The first time I watched it just blew me away. Fear Street 1978, I'm going to put in a B tier. Kind of lower B tier. It's good. It's just not as good as this one. They're a trilogy, though. And I'm going to put 1666, since it wraps it up, in bottom A tier. So I think it's a pretty solid trilogy. The second one is in a B. But you really need to watch all three together. And I highly recommend them. They're on Netflix. You got to check them out. Final Destination 2 is definitely a B tier. I think it's the best one. It has the most traumatic scene in it for sure. That just totally freaks me out. Of course, the highway scene. I don't think anyone has ever looked at a log truck the same. I don't think anyone will ever look at a log truck the same. It really put a bad name out for log trucks. But it's a great movie. I really like it. Maybe number one's better, just by a hair. But it's kind of like Conjuring 1 and 2 for me, in 28 weeks and 28 days. They're about equal for me. The Fourth Kind is kind of freaky. It kind of scared me when I was younger. So I'm going to have to put it in a B. It's not a great movie, but it's pretty scary for when on the first watch. Then I looked stuff up and I realized how, not everything was true about it. And I don't know the full story. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember it. It was pretty scary growing up watching that. But I was a lot younger at the time, but it kept me up. It did keep me up. The remake of Friday the 13th, or the 2008, it's garbage. It does have some nice kills. I feel like I need to rewatch it, but as of right now, it is trash. I do not like that movie. There's two Jason movies I don't like, and that's one. And that's a surprise. Maybe if I rewatched it, I could appreciate it a little bit more and put it in the C. But I couldn't even go higher than a C. So it's top trash, because it does have a couple cool kills, but it's not a good movie. Okay, Fright Night the remake. I like this one. It's a B. I haven't seen the original though. I'd put it right there. From Beyond, I haven't seen. Frozen, I haven't seen. The Gate, I haven't seen. Grave Encounters. Okay, I think I know what this one is. This movie is one of those movies that it's not good until like the last 20 minutes. I think that's what I'm talking. Yeah, that's exactly. The last 20 minutes, I think, are fire in this movie. If I don't recall it. It's been a while since I've seen it. I'm going to put it at a C, though. Because it just takes it forever to get there. Green Inferno. I'm going to have to put it in trash. It's high trash, but it's not good. It's not good. There's a really good kill scene that's just completely gross, but it's not a good movie. And Halloween 3 can go in the trash as well. And it's terrible. It doesn't even have Michael Myers. Why is it even a Halloween movie? It's just complete garbage. And the guy that stars in it, he says, well, people don't like it because Myers is not in the movie. Exactly. Exactly. But anyway, it does have one good kill with the mask explosion or whatever. That was kind of neat. But Rob Zombie's Halloween, I am going to put high B tier. High B tier for Rob Zombie's Halloween. It's a really good one. Still not as good as 1 and 4, but I would say it's third place. Or maybe fourth place. I think 2018 would be probably third place. And then Halloween, Rob Zombie's fourth. It does have some really good gore scenes. It feels a little too much at times. And, of course, the second Halloween I'm not even going to talk about. Hatchet is going to be B tier. Has some really good kills, but it's going to be super low. B tier. I love Victor Crowley. I think Victor Crowley is really cool character. You know what? I'm going to put it a little bit higher in the B tier. A little bit higher, but it's definitely a B. Hellfest, this is going to be a surprise. I would put it in B tier. I actually like Hellfest. I know it's not the greatest movie, but there is some great moments in it. But it does fall short in a way. So it's bottom B. Okay, Hellraiser 2 is B. That's about a tie with number 1. So I'll put it about right there. I like Hellraiser 1 and 2, really. But they're both B movies. House of a Thousand Corpse is higher B than Devil's Rejects, but they're almost equals too, in my opinion. I'd probably put it right there. So it's good. I like it. I like it better than the Devil's Rejects, but there is some really great moments in the Devil's Rejects. I don't like the family in the movie. I know people love the family and stuff, and but I don't like them. So in the Devil's Rejects, seeing certain things happen to the family is just so fun to watch because I don't like them. Invisible Man is S tier. It is S tier. It is just incredible. I love watching Invisible Man. I know it's very outdated, but it still holds up for me. I love it. I love everything about it. He's just a complete psycho, and he's a great villain. It Chapter 2 is going to be low B tier. Low B tier. Not as good as the first one, but it still was fun. I've never seen Jack Frost, and I have no desire to watch anything about a killer snowman. Jennifer's Body is going to be low B tier. Megan Fox is really good in it, and yeah, that's all I got to say. But yeah, I still like it though. It's not just because she's stunning. I still like the movie. I still think it's a good movie, but it's still not an A. I'm not going to put it in an A or an S, but it's definitely a lower B tier for me. Komodo, I've never seen. Krampus is absolute trash. It is trash. I hate that movie. That may be a very unpopular opinion, but I do not like that movie at all. And I haven't seen The Last Exorcism. Let Me In is really fun. That is definitely a B. Definitely going to put that in the B tier. I've actually never seen Maniac. Need to watch it, though. I know about one of the big scenes in the movie, so I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much as usual. So, yeah. The Meg is B tier. I enjoy The Meg. It's ridiculous, but a lot of fun. But it's going to be extremely low B tier. Like, right there. Midnight Meat Train, man. Ooh, that is a good one. You know what? This is going to be kind of crazy. I'm going to go low A tier. It is a pretty crazy movie, and, Bradley Cooper in a horror movie. If you watch this movie, you'll understand why. It is absolutely insane. It's an insane movie. It's very underrated. It's low A tier for me. And My Bloody Valentine, I actually enjoy the remake a lot. It's going to be extremely high B tier. The first time I watched it, I didn't like it. That's why I kind of want to revisit this, because I didn't like this movie at first. And then after rewatching it last year, I love it. I think it's great. But I'll probably put it right here. Haven't seen this one. New York Ripper, haven't seen. Demons. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, Dream Warriors. S tier. S tier. Really good. I would say it's better than the first one. I think it's better than the first one. Coming back to it, I think I said before that the first one's better. It's about a tie, but I think 3 has some really great moments in it. And I think it's the best Freddy movie. I think it's the best. 1 through 3 I really like. And then it kind of, falls off after that. And speaking of falling off, I mean, I don't even want to put this in the trash. I want to burn this movie. This might be one of the worst movies ever made. The remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, I don't know what year it came out, but it is absolute garbage. It can't even be garbage. It is an atrocity. That's what it is. We shouldn't. If I wasn't gonna just mess up this list or something by adding more rows or whatever, I would make a row just for it, because it is one of the worst movies ever made. It is absolutely terrible. Don't watch it. Don't put yourself through this ever. But thank goodness it's so bad I can barely even remember it. I haven't seen One Missed Call, and I haven't seen the first Ouija. Pet Sematary, I haven't seen the remake. And I haven't seen Phantasm 2 or Piranha. I have seen The Predator. That is a high A tier. I mean, Arnold, Predator, just fantastic film. It's more science fiction. I know some of these on the list are cross genre, but Puppet Master's fun. I'm going to put it in B. About right there. It has some funny moments. Quarantine, it's a remake of Wreck. After watching Wreck, it's C tier. It's C tier after watching Wreck. Ready or Not, this is going to be a little bit controversial. I don't enjoy this movie as much. I'm going high C. I don't like it that good. I know a lot of people love it, but and I recently watched Wreck, and all I have to say is S tier. S tier 100%. It's a masterpiece. It's just a great film. And I hadn't seen Quarantine in a while, but I knew Quarantine was like a C, but Wreck was just so much done better. I mean, it's the last 20 minutes of that movie so intense. The Resident Evil first one, bottom B. Barely B. Rogue I haven't seen. Saw 2 is A tier. Really love Saw 2. I think it's better than Saw 1. It's A tier. I would almost put this in the S, but I would have to rewatch it to validate that. Okay, I haven't seen. If I've seen that, it's been like ages, so I'm not even going to grade it. I actually have never seen Scream 2 still, which is crazy. Because, wow, I just can't even believe it. See No Evil is C tier. It's not that great. Probably put it right there. It's not a great movie. Shutter Island's trash. It's the most predictable movie I've ever watched. I've never seen a movie where I predicted the ending in a trailer. So it's garbage. I know it's Scorsese. I don't care. I know Leonardo's in it. I don't care. I hate the movie. Sleepaway Camp I actually haven't seen. And I haven't seen Slumber Party Massacre. Splice is absolute garbage. I hate that movie. It's just so weird. It has some cool effects, I guess. It's not as bad as Freddy. Oh, man. Freddy needs his own category. But, yeah. Suspiria is I can't get it to A, but it's a really great movie. It's B tier for me. I know people are going to disagree. I don't care. And I haven't seen Deborah Logan. The new Texas Chainsaw, I'm going to go B. I'm going to put Suspiria over Halloween. It's the top. It's as good as B can get. I'm going to put Texas Chainsaw Remake probably here. I mean, I really like it. I hate the sheriff in that movie. He gets on my nerves. Oh, my goodness. Thinner, I have actually seen. And that's a weird movie. I'm going low B tier. Low B tier for Thinner. I haven't seen this Tremors. Haven't seen the Triangle or Truck. Thought that would be like Duel. Now this one, there's a bias. Obviously, I love Kate Beckinsale. And Celine is one of my favorites ever. So I know this is going to get some heat. This is and I'm basing this off of my enjoyment. Okay, I'm not basing this off of a film. I'm basing it off of many factors. I just want you all to know this before you scream at me, because obviously I'm being extremely biased here. And this is a go-to movie. I could just watch it anytime, eat a bunch of popcorn and watch it anytime. I just love seeing this woman in that all-black suit. And her killing vampires and werewolves, and it's just amazing. Okay? I'm being completely biased. Okay? I don't care at this point. But it's going to be an A tier. I know. It's crazy. I will be fair and put it here as a movie, but it's not like it's the greatest movie ever, but it's still a pretty solid movie. It's probably deserves a B, but I'm going to put it in A because I can't get it to S tier. Okay, I'm not going to do that to you all. No Vacancy. Bottom B. I haven't seen Van Helsing. The Village is a B. I like The Village. I know some people don't like the ending. I think it's okay. So, Warlock I've never seen. Waxwork. What in the world's that? When a Stranger Calls is trash. I remember that one. That was pretty bad. I'll put her probably right there. Woman in Black is trash. I don't like that one either. I would put it further up, but I don't know. It's pretty bad. World War Z is a C probably. So yeah, that's my list. I think I was actually surprised. I didn't think we were gonna have any S tier, and then the further I got in the list, I think that's a pretty good list. I know that people are going to kill me for this one. Obviously, I mean, what I did here, right here, is basically fighting words. I basically picked a fight. And this is probably a little bit controversial in this one. I'm just basing this off of enjoyment. You got to think about this. I was born in the mid-90s. So this right here was, kind of outdated by the time I watched it. Even though I can appreciate it as a film, but it's just not one of my favorites. I know some people put it in their top 10. I just don't get it. I know people won't like that, but, I'm just being honest. And it's just my opinion. So don't kill me for it. But anyway, yeah, these four are solid. I recently watched Wreck, and it's S tier. It's just so effective as a horror movie. And it's scary. It's a pretty scary movie. I watched it with headphones at midnight. What was I thinking? But yeah, Quarantine's the remake. It's not near as good, and I probably dropped it even lower after watching this. But yeah, that's my list. I hope you all enjoyed it. Make sure you tell me what you agree with, what you disagree with, and let me know, because I'm interested in hearing your opinion. I know this is going to get me in so much trouble. I don't care, though. I don't care. I'm being honest. You want me to lie? So, yeah. I'll see you all later.